really looking at a damsel in distress, if you look in any horror film, you'll usually see the blonde that's attractive to the man, and I'm sure you all know that if you look into it any further, that there's not that much change throughout the entire horror films. And there are just a few examples of what damsel in distresses may be starring in the horror films.
The institutions we'll use will be, due to their immense popularity going globally, New Line Cinema, because I know that it has been used in such big movies as Lord of the Rings and different movies, Nightmare on Elm Street and other big movies. And then the other institution we chose to use is Platinum Dunes, not necessarily because it's one of the biggest in the world, but it's one of the ones that we've seen as it's actually starring movies that have helped us to almost use characters that we've used in the movie we're going to make, and it's supported us and kind of helping us find different ideas. And the fact that I've said again that it's not one of the biggest in the world, and not one of the biggest in the world.
The storyboard that we planned out was going to start with a dark alleyway, which is a typical place that a horror film would begin, and it's at night, it's raining, and there's a body that's running away from a character. Both characters are unknown, so you're not actually aware of who they are yet, which is really just like hiding away the personality. And as they're running away, one gets struck down, and it's like a flashback sequence, so it's not entirely clear of what's actually happened. And as you see the person walk away, you see the footsteps only, and it changes to a silhouette of the character, which is what we've seen in certain films that really hides the characters themselves, just like a mask would in other horror films. Then, as the title sequence would come up, it would come up with like the blood stains, so it's aware that it's a horror film immediately. Is there any questions?
You know, at the beginning you said about hacking someone's door down in our house. Whose house? So have you got an idea of whose house you'd use? Because you'd obviously have to have permission to axe a door down in their house.
So far, we've got a few locations in mind, but we didn't want it specifically to be hacking the door down. It's more just banging on the door rather than because as we said, there's only a chain as a weapon, so they would be hitting on the door rather than trying to knock it down.
What kind of budget are you looking at?
Because it's going to be obviously an independent film, looking at a very low budget, so it's going to be at most £50.
What kind of target audience have you got?
We've got, to be fair, we have different target audiences because we've got, and we all know that we've got a couple of girls that are going to help us in our movie, and we've got a couple of lads that are going to help us in our movie, so it's going to age range towards from around about our ages, or 15s, so what they'd usually rate in the cinema, towards anything older than that really.
Have you got an age for your characters really?
We've got, it's going to be around about 19s, 20s, early 20s, and mainly teenagers.
I just wanted really for people to be able to connect with the characters, as being at a similar age, you'll be able to understand how they are and how they're feeling.
Where's your location?
Well, at the minute, we've either got my house or Ben's house, and we're just basically keeping our ideas open, as when it comes to final ideas, we can really set out on finding a specific location.
Have you got any methods to promote your film?
Well, I've already produced the poster, and I'm in the production at the minute of creating a teaser trailer, just like or creating a Facebook page, just advertising the film and just trying to promote it really, so a few people will have a look at it.
Following character stereotypes, which character do you think audience will feel connected or sympathy with?
Really, I was hoping to connect most with the main character, as they'd feel sympathy for him, but at the same time they'd understand his situation and be able to connect with him.
What kind of effects are you going to be using?
We've got effects like, as Tom said earlier, we're going to have the contact lenses, which will like affect it. Look, because one minute you'll see his eyes as being like say, Tom's colour as being brown or my colour as being blue, and the next minute his eyes will just completely change to black and red because we'll put the contact lens in, and we'll use like we've said that we're gonna have a bit of makeup around the eyes to make it look like we look depressed and look angry, if you know what I mean.
You mentioned that the girl was going to get attacked with a chain. Are you going to use a realistic sound or a sound effect?
We'll use the sound of the actual thing happening, because if we use sound effect, it might not fit the scene. So we can make. We've got an actual actress that's been involved with the film. So she's already said that she could do this specific scene.
Why would the institutions that you've chosen want to release your film?
Because I looked into the institution and I'd actually contacted them myself and explained that our film is similar to other films that have been made in this genre, but it's got a different edge on it, as not this many films have been able to connect with this specific teenage age range, and I just think it's worth promoting, really.